Courtney Johns and Thomas Gieboy.
Welcome back. If your house is on fire, experts say on average, you have just 2 minutes to make it out safely. And that is why they say it is so important to have an effective escape plan. So joining us now is Benjamin Donner. He is with the American Red Cross. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
So I think a lot of people are wondering, what does this escape plan need to entail?
Sure. So it's critically important to know where you're going to go, what you're going to do if something happens ahead of time. It's important that the whole family is involved in that. Kids, even our furry family members, our pets, on what we would do if and when the smoke alarms go off or there was some kind of emergency that we needed to get out.
If you only have one exit, say you have an apartment or something, what else needs to be in that plan if you're thinking about it? Do you need to be aware of windows, or what kind of questions should you be asking right now?
So it's critically important to look for 2 routes out of any room if possible. Imagine if something were to happen in a particular room, how would we get out? Where would we go? What would we do? Having those conversations ahead of time to think about it, so much better than in the moment trying to figure it out.
You mentioned pets as well, and
yes.
I have my own dog, so I'm wondering what kind of discussions or what kind of plan do you need to have if you're a pet owner?
I would say determining ahead of time who's going to look for the pet.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Think about that in the moment. If you're, well, who's this or who? Having that discussion ahead of time and just remembering that our pets, many of them family members, right? Mm-hmm. We need to think about them as well, and also have a kit that if we needed to get out of our house, have something for them, food, water, etc. as well.
I love that you brought up the kit. So tell us what needs to be in that kit.
So there are many things. Most important, go to redcross.org. There are lists there. 2 things. 1, have a kit if you need to get out immediately. Just remember, 2 minutes goes by quickly.
It really does.
So being able to do that, but what if you had 10 minutes? What if you having a list of those things that if I had a couple minutes more, what would I grab? That's also critically important. But for a home fire, that quickly being able to get out, there's a list there for each family member, but make sure it's applicable to your own family.
You guys help so many people who are displaced from fires, from natural disasters. How many people actually say they did have a plan when it came to a fire at their home?
You know, it's interesting. I've been asked that question, and I don't have a specific stat on that. What I do know is those that don't make it typically didn't. Those that when we come across someone that's injured or wasn't able to get out, oftentimes they don't have a working smoke alarm. They didn't have a plan, and so I don't know specifically that number, but I know it's so important to have that so we don't become a statistic, right?
It can be the difference between life and death.
Yes.
I'm so glad that you brought up smoke alarms as well. Let's talk a little bit about that for prevention.
So many people have no idea that the American Red Cross will provide a free smoke alarm. We will install it and help teach your family, anyone who needs it, across the entire country, especially here in Utah. So redcross.org, you can go sign up for a smoke alarm if you need one. Oftentimes, you don't know, smoke alarms, 10 years is their lifespan.
Wow.
So if your home is older than 10 years, or a smoke alarm doesn't work, or if you don't have one, reach out to us, call us, go online, be able to request that we come out. We have trained volunteers and staff that will come out and teach and make sure that your family is safe.
Real quick, I did want to ask about the smoke alarms. When you guys go out and visit people, what do you think the biggest mistake people are making with those is?
Well, that they set it and forget it, that they don't test it. They don't think about that until it's the moment that we need to think about it. And so testing them regularly, making sure they work, making sure that they're replaced when they need. I think that's the biggest challenge.
All right, Benjamin Donner, thank you so much for coming out tonight and talking about this very important topic.
It's our pleasure.
And remember, if you're watching from home, you can get the latest information online at the address that you see right there, or we have a link on our website. That's abc4.com. Coming up, the newest iPhone